Hey, what's up? It's Halloween season and I thought we could spend the month together. I think this video goes from like mid-September to mid-October. It's now mid-October. Mid to late October, actually. Yeah, I'm filming this after the fact. I feel like I always do this. I don't know why. But yeah, I thought we'd spend some time together. I do a few things. I go to Halloween Horror Nights, Wyoming, New York. It's been a busy month. But yeah, I wanted to read books that'll get me in the atmosphere for Halloween and fall. Anyway, okay, that's it. Okay, let's go. It's me. I finally reached volume 2 of the book, so I just wanted to update you on my progress since I haven't really checked in since I started reading this book. I'm really liking it so far. It's a little bit slower than I imagined, I think. Frankenstein, Frankenstein, we think of the monster, but it's not his name because he's Frankenstein's monster. We just call him whatever. I'm gonna call him Frankenstein for this instance since you know that I'm referring to the monster, you know what I mean? We still have like about 120 something pages to go. So far, he's been created, and his description, of Frankenstein himself is a little different than I thought, because when we think Frankenstein, I feel like we think green skin, short, black hair, bolts at the neck, and things like that. But they describe him as being like a yellowish skin tone with, I pictured it as not long hair, but probably shoulder length black hair, yellow eyes. And so far I've gotten no descriptions of bolts or stitching. I don't like saying that and referring to parts, but the normal Frankensteinish features. We did get that he is 8 feet tall, and this is not gonna be a spoiler video, I feel like, but something's happened right now that's kind of the plot thickened in that moment. I did not think what Victor Frankenstein was thinking, but he certainly thought what he was thinking, and I was like, I don't know if we should go that far. I'm gonna give you I don't even know if it counts as a spoiler, but maybe a mini one. If you don't want to know anything, then fast forward 10 seconds. Victor Frankenstein created his monster, and 2 years have passed since he's created that monster, and Frankenstein left. He fully said bye-bye, and then he disappeared. And Victor Frankenstein has not seen or heard from his monster in 2 years. And I'm like, what is going on here? I think that's why I'm a little bit confused. I think that I thought Frankenstein was going to be more of the main focus of the book, and right now we've been following Victor Frankenstein's life. Obviously, the book starts off where he's on the ship, and the people who are on the ship want to know more about him, and that's why he's telling us his story. And I get that it's the story about his life, but I'm also very interested in what he's created and getting to know more about him. Frankenstein, I mean. But that's where I am right now. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm hoping to finish this book by Friday. It's Wednesday. I think I can do it, honestly. No pressure, but yeah, I have to sneeze. Okay, I'm gonna go. But I'll check in with you later. Okay, bye. I'm reading, and it's been 2 minutes since I saw you, by the way. I just feel, the story of Frankenstein usually is portrayed as he's a monster, he was bad, he attacked the town. Honestly, I don't really know because I never watched any of the old movies. I don't really know much about Frankenstein other than what's portrayed in media, the whole walking, stomping. I don't really know what he does, honestly. But I know that in the book he's a very misunderstood character, and that people, I don't want to say attack, honestly I don't know, but I assume they attack him, they go after him because of the way that he looks. And for that reason alone, I feel like this book is gonna mess me up. I feel like I'm gonna end up crying because I'm gonna be like, Frankenstein does not deserve that, because imagine if he did nothing. Honestly, these aren't even like spoilers because these are just like my thoughts right now, but like, imagine if he didn't do anything and he's just like trying to be a good guy, and it makes me sad because like, what if he's like not trying to be mean or you know, like scare anyone? He just looks this way because freaking Victor Frankenstein made him look like this. Like, he didn't ask to be created like this. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like if those townspeople do go after him for simply existing, I'm going to get very mad. And I'm going to come back here. And I'm going to tell you that I'm very mad. Okay? The way that Victor Frankenstein talks about his monster is terrible. I'm like, just give this guy a chance. I perceived as the shape came nearer, sight tremendous and abhorred, that it was the wretch whom I had created. I trembled with rage and horror. Makes me mad because you knew what you were making and you did it anyway. Like, don't come at me with like this sense of like, oh my god, look at what I created, I'm so disappointed in myself. Like, you did this. Like, what? Anyway, sorry. Okay, I'm done. Okay, bye-bye. Why do I look like a mom who's holding her cup of coffee and sending her kids off to the bus in the morning? Anyway, I'm about to start the last chapter of volume 2 of Frankenstein, and I wanted to talk. I can't tell if these are spoilers. I think I just want to talk about like the misconceptions that are in TV and film, because, or maybe it's just me, because I had the the idea that Frankenstein was just this really tall monster who didn't really do much, just kind of like was low-key a zombie because he walked like with his arms stretched out and he didn't talk, and he wasn't really all bright, you know what I mean? Reading volume 2 from the perspective of Frankenstein is crazy. We get to know what he's been doing since being created, and he can talk, which was one of the most shocking things for me, at least, because I feel like I've always thought about him as this character who grunted and didn't communicate. I feel like that's always the idea I had of him. And now I'm about to start reading. Well, I'm on like the second paragraph, which is why I decided to start talking to you, because I'm on chapter 4, chapter IX. X is 10. Chapter 9 of volume 2. Let's talk about sympathy. Do I feel for Frankenstein? Of course I do. As I said in the beginning, I feel like I knew like the general direction that the story was going in, because I just knew the way the story was written and the way I was supposed to feel about this character, and I do feel for him because it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Anyway, that's just something I wanted to address. I really want to read House of Leaves. Yeah, oh wait, I was supposed to do American Psycho. The way I've just like completely neglected American Psycho. Like, I even forgot, like, I don't know why House of Leaves is calling my name, mostly because I heard that it's like really creepy and spooky, and I don't know. Like, I really don't know anything about that book. I think it's about a house or something, I'm not sure, but it's September. Maybe we should wait until October, but I kind of wanted to read it now, but I don't know. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye. I just added this top piece on, and we're about to start the last booklet, which is the top one, and I'm finishing this today, even though it's like 2 a.m. because I'm going on a trip after tomorrow and I need to finish this. So that's what I'm doing. This is what we have so far. This is the most recent room that I made. And yeah, it's looking good. This one might be my favorite though. It's really nice. Okay, so this was the last part. This is like, I don't know, for extra pieces and things. And this spins. Get it to spin? Yeah. And this is the full inside of the house. This is what it ended up looking like. And I think it's really cute. It's really colorful. And I actually really like it. Might be one of my favorites, to be honest. I really like the Pac-Man, but this one I think the color really stands out and everything, and it moves. Well, so does this one, but you know. Hey, what's up? It's been 2 weeks since I finished Frankenstein. I'm just inserting this in here so we can kind of like wrap up Frankenstein. What can I say? It's my first classic. Isn't that fun? Okay, it's my first classic, and I did not realize how little I knew about Frankenstein. Like, I know like the basic like horror things, like the way he was portrayed in the media, I guess. Like, he's green, black hair, bolts in the neck. For some reason I thought he walked around like a mummy and he didn't talk. So it was kind of like a zombie situation, but I knew he wasn't a zombie. Obviously, like, he was a monster like created by his creator, so Victor. But I knew it was going to be different from what I thought he was. I've never really watched, no, you know what? I've never watched any Frankenstein movie at all. So everything comes from like, I guess, pop culture and like Halloween as a holiday, and just seeing how he's portrayed, I guess, on like merchandise. You know, he's green, the whole situation regarding Frankenstein. Going into this, I didn't know what to expect. I think I was expecting more horror. Obviously, Frankenstein is known as like a horror character, but this book was horror at the time when it was written in like the 1800s, but like now, like, there's no horror at all. I believe Frankenstein, like the novel, is known as the first horror and science fiction book. I feel like it was very slow, and even though it was slow, it was still like interesting, but it was so atmospheric. Like, the descriptions in this book are top tier. Like, you can picture everything the book describes about the setting. I'm a little confused as to where they got that Frankenstein was green, because describe him as like a little yellowish and with shoulder length wavy black hair. Never said he was green, never describe where he has like stitches or anything, and no bolts in the neck. And also, he never says it's alive, you know, like that famous line, never uttered. Like I was saying, the book moves very slowly, but it was very atmospheric, and there were a few moments that really surprised me. Like, there's this whole conversation around this book saying like, who is the real monster? Actually, they don't pin it on Frankenstein at all. They pin it all on Victor Frankenstein. And while I would say that what he did was like unethical, would I call him a monster? I'm not quite sure. I'm still kind of uncertain as to like what I would say about these two characters. Obviously, like, it's a story about revenge on both ends. And like, I don't even know if I can classify either of these two people like as monsters. Like, are they both innocent on both ends of things? Like, no, like neither one is innocent. I don't really know. I'm not going very deep into things right now, but like, I'm very confused as to who the real bad guy is here. Both of them, which I feel like might be divisive, because I've gathered the intel that a lot of people are against Victor Frankenstein, and while what he did was not great, I mean, you could say the same thing for Frankenstein, but I don't think you could say one is worse than the other.
somewhat they're on equal ground. Like I really don't know. I'm actually quite confused. Going back to like the pacing, it was a very slow book, and even though there were moments that like did surprise me, it didn't really help with the pace at all. I know it's a very like beloved classic, but can I call it one of my favorite stories like ever? No, I just don't feel that way about it. I don't have that type of connection to it, but I actually really did like the ending, and I do feel for Frankenstein's monster. But with that being said, I rated this at 3.4 out of 5 stars. Not my favorite story ever, but it's my first classic. We're diving into classics. I'm thinking, I have Dracula. I'm thinking about diving into Dracula, but I think my next classic, if you're wanting to check back with me at some point, it'll be The Odyssey. Christopher Nolan's Odyssey is coming out. I'm so excited for that. You have no idea. This is a book channel, but deep down, actually not deep down, it's very surface level. I am a movie gal. I watch movies all the time. I love movies, okay? So if there's an adaptation of a book, chances are I'll try to read it first. Like The Long Walk that we just read in another video. Running Man is gonna come out. I'm thinking about reading that. It's also by Stephen King. I'm not sure if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, The Odyssey comes out next year. Wuthering Heights is coming out, another classic. I think I might read Wuthering Heights. That'd be my second classic. It might be, honestly. But I'm actually very interested in reading The Odyssey. Sorry, I'm going off on so many tangents right now. I tried to read The Odyssey a few years ago, and I don't know, I didn't get pretty deep into it. I think I got like 50 pages in, and actually I really liked the story at the time, and then I don't know what happened. I really don't know. I think I stopped reading for like 2 weeks, and then I just picked up something else, and I don't know what happened with that. But if I do, well, when I pick up The Odyssey again, I'm gonna restart it from the beginning because I need to know everything to watch The Odyssey, the movie that comes out next year. Anyway, yeah, okay, that's it for Frankenstein. I'm like, can I call myself an educated girl now that I read a classic of my own will? Like, not for English class or anything? Maybe. I'm sophisticated. Proper. Yeah, anyway. Well spoken. Anyway. So let's keep going. I don't know what book we're reading next, honestly. Sorry. It's been like 2 weeks. Okay, catch you later. Bye! What's up? I've been reading Strange Pictures for the past 2 days. It's a horror book. It's a Japanese mystery horror book. Just running off the cover. Sensation, if you will. And there are 4 separate stories that connect at the end. I've read the first 2, and I really like the first one. I also forgot to mention I'm in Yellowstone, so I'll be inserting a few things from that in here. Plus, it's like fall foliage. Yeah, I mean, the leaves are yellow and orange. There's some greenery, but yeah, it's nice. So yeah, I'll insert that. So yesterday I read like 97 pages, and I made it to chapter 4 of the book, which is the last story. And there are 4 stories through 4 chapters total, and I think that one's gonna like wrap everything up. I really liked the story that I read yesterday. I read 2 stories, I think. I really liked chapter 3. That story was good, and I really like 1 too as well. Yeah, so I think the last story is gonna be really good. It's gonna wrap up everything that we've learned so far, and yeah, I really liked it. Okay, so I have reasonable hopes. I was gonna say high hopes, but I don't want to be expectant. So yeah, I think it'll be good, and I'll update you on that. And then today, when we finish that, I'm gonna start the other book, which is the second one. Not connected, I think, but by the same author, you know? Okay, yeah. Hey, I'm cutting in here. It's been like 2 days, I think, since I finished. Or maybe 1 day. When did I finish it? I don't remember. It's been like 2 days or something. I just wanted to swoop in here to tell you my rating and everything. I rated Strange Pictures a 3.4 out of 5 stars. Overall, I liked it. I mean, I didn't know anything about it going into it, so the mystery was nice. I just like, you know, like once you go on in the story, you obviously start to find out things, but like, I kind of wish there was a tad more mystery and maybe more tension surrounding everything, and like maybe making it obvious that everything was connected. Like, it took me a while to realize everything was connected, but like I would love to have like that huge realization, you know, if that makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, I liked it. Obviously I'm gonna read Strange Houses next, but I rated it a 3.4 out of 5 stars, which is still good. So yeah, okay. Hey, I finished Strange Houses on my flight yesterday, and I read this pretty fast, I think. It only took me like 3 days to read this, and on a trip, that's pretty crazy, honestly. But I finished this. I previously read Strange Pictures, and I liked that one more than I thought I would, I think, because I didn't know anything going into it, and I was really looking forward to this one. Like, that's the reason why I bought that other book in the first place, because that's the first book I think that was published by the author, and this is the second one. So yeah, I saw a lot of people talking about this online, so I was like, I'm into it. I read like the, what's it called, the blurb, and then I was at a bookstore, I don't know, like a week or two ago, and I read like the first few pages, and I thought it was like a really interesting concept. Basically this house has like a, did I tell you about this? This house has a weird room that just doesn't lead anywhere, so they're like, what's the deal with this room? This is kind of a mystery horror book. The same thing goes for the other one, but I feel like they're more mystery than horror, especially this one. This one, I don't even think I can call it a mystery. It's more like, I don't even know what I can call it at this point. It's like a book that wants to be a mystery, but that tells you what's happening in the first like 10 pages, and then tries to make it more mysterious by putting some stuff in there. But at this point, I'm like, okay, I know what's happening basically at this point, and nothing's changing. So I'm not surprised by anything that's happening, and I feel like with all the turns that this book tried to take, it's trying to tell me like, oh yeah, like look, we're a mystery because like look, what's the deal with this, what's the deal with that? And I'm like, okay, yeah, but like I low-key don't care, you know? Like, I don't know, I felt like I already know everything that's going on, so when you told me something that's supposed to be shocking, I was like, okay. I feel like I could have seen that coming. Nothing crazy there. So overall, I don't want to say I was underwhelmed, but I wasn't, since I like the first one so much, I think I had higher hopes for this one, mostly because everybody was talking about it already anyway. So it's all right. If you're looking to pick up one of the two, I definitely say pick up Strange Pictures. And if you want another one, you can pick up Strange Houses. I gave this a flat 3 stars. But as always, I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed this one like less, but I still enjoyed it, you know? Like, it's a fast read, honestly. You can finish this pretty quick, and if the author comes out with something, which actually he is coming out with another one, I think, because I read the note from the translator and it says that he's working on like strange buildings, strange pictures, strange houses, strange buildings, which I think is going to come out at some point, so I'll pick that up when it comes out. Honestly, I'm open to anything with this author. I feel like the first one is the one that's really hooking me on this, so yeah, when the next one comes out, I'll probably pick it up. And that is everything on strange houses. What do I have to say about my next read? I don't know, because I don't know what my next read is gonna be. Yeah, I'll just keep you updated on that, because I really don't know what my next read is. Okay, well, I'll come back to you when I have another book to read. But that's it for now. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, back at it again with my blanket. It's getting kind of chilly, which is kind of exciting. It's only September 30th. Tomorrow is October, which means it's officially like fully Halloween, and people can't say it's not it's not fall Halloween season anymore. Does that make sense? Anyway, it's officially like Halloween season is what I mean to say. I'm having a severe allergy day today. Like, I've been all congested and sneezing all day. It's been not fun, but it's been like 5 days since I finished Strange Houses, and I was looking for a new read. If you're wondering about American Psycho, it's not calling my attention right now, and I feel like I just don't know. I think we're gonna come back to it. I'm not gonna restart it, that's for sure, but I hope that by the end of this year I can go back to it, but who knows. Anyway, I was in between two books, but I feel like I wanted to go with the more traditional horror/thriller. I think this is a horror book. That's what I keep hearing. I have House of Leaves. She's a thick one, but I flipped through it just to look at the page count, and oh, can you see this? Sorry. You're on my laptop. I mean, it's not very like traditional is what I mean to say, and in some of these like pages I see like snippets where the text is like flipped, so I don't know what's going on with that. The only reason why I was thinking about not picking this up is because I'm gonna go see my friend in the city for her birthday for the weekend, and I'm only bringing a backpack because I'm going for like literally just one night, and I was like do I have the room to put this in my backpack? Like, I'm not sure. And it definitely does not fit in my book pouch, but that's the only reason why I was thinking about not picking this up. My other choice would have been a not traditional, it's not horror at all, actually, it's science fiction, I think. Shut up. I was gonna say The Housemaid. You remember that? If you don't know about my lore with The Housemaid and, God, what is it called? Oh my god, wait, it cannot be happening in reverse right now. Oh my god. What I meant to say was The Handmaid's Tale. Okay? Oh my god. It's happening in reverse. Oh my god. If you don't know, when I was reading The Housemaid, that's what it's called, right? Yeah. When I was reading The Housemaid, I kept referring to it as The Handmaid, I think. Like, I don't know why my mouth was saying housemaid. Oh my god. Oh no. Basically, when I was reading The Housemaid, I was saying The Handmaid, and now that I want to talk about The Handmaid's Tale, I'm saying The Housewife. The Housemaid. Oh my god. This was a constant problem when I was talking to you about The Housemaid, and it's coming back to me now, and I don't like it. I didn't think this was gonna be an issue. I'm reading The Housemaid. I keep fumbling over this name. Besides The Housemaid. We're gonna finish The Housemaid. I'm officially gonna start The Housemaid. We'll be on The Handmaid's Tale tomorrow. The Handmaid. Why do I keep doing that? The Housemaid. I finished the second book in The House. It's happening again. The Housemaid series. I finished the second book of The Housemaid. I was gonna say housewife. Now it's housewife. Anyway, I was thinking about reading The Handmaid's Tale, mostly because honestly the whole concept of that is quite terrifying and could be a horror book, in my opinion. And with everything happening today, I thought it would be relevant. But that's something I do want to read, and I do have it. It was given to me by, I can't remember who. Someone gave me that book after they were done reading it, and I have it in conclusion. And it's something that I always wanted to read. So that was my other option, but I decided to go with the traditional like horror thriller kind of book, which is why we have House of Leaves. I hope that this is like a fast read so I can finish it before I have to go on my trip, on my little mini weekend trip. Yeah. Okay, bye. Hey, what's up? I wanted to cut in here because I want to talk about The Handmaid's Tale. It's Wednesday now. Yesterday I read more than I thought I would. I had a severe allergy day yesterday, so while I was reading, I just kept sneezing and it was just not pleasant. And I stopped for a minute because I made it to page 222 yesterday, and while I was reading, I stopped for a minute and I was like, okay, I like it so far, but eventually I get to a point in the book where I'm like trying to process where I am rating wise. Like, I know that I enjoy it, but I want to pin down like where exactly on the meter I am. So I stopped and I was like, okay, right now I want to say I'm in the upper 3-star range. I just wish there was more about how all of this started. Not even 2 pages later, I get there. And I literally stopped. I stopped reading and I was like, when was this published? 1985. And I was like, oh, that's freaky deaky. What do you mean 1985? When I started reading this book, I started to read the introduction, but then I found that there was like details about the book that I didn't know about it in the introduction, talking about how the idea was conceptualized and things that happened in the story, and I didn't really want that background information going into this, so I stopped reading the introduction. But it's crazy. Like, this is very relevant right now, I feel like, because some of the things that have been spoken of as of recently regarding women's rights come up in here. And I was just like, okay, like, I know that they're in the state where, like, you know, the patriarchy, for the lack of a better word, has kind of been set in the society, and women are looked down as, like, lesser than and only used for, like, specific purposes, which is, you know. But I'm like, how did they get to this point where, because as of, like, right now, I think we're only, like, 5 years into this, and I'm like, how did they get this much hold over like half of the population? Like, how did this gradually, like, this is like half of the United States. Like, how did they manage to do this and execute this to the point where we are now in the story? You know what I mean? Like, I was just trying to figure out how this happened, and that was answered when I asked for it to be answered to myself. So I don't know who was listening to me, but thank you. And I just found it really weird and oddly relevant enough where I actually had to look up the publication date, because I was like, maybe this was written in like the 2000s or something, and I don't know, I think it would have made me feel a little bit better if it was written in the 2000s, but no, this was written in 1985, and it has never been more relevant. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, how am I feeling right now? Oh yeah, that boosted it up, because I was like, oh yeah, and there's some interesting things happening here, because before we were just kind of living everyday life with this one woman who has now found herself as a handmaid and kind of following her story and seeing what her job is in the society and what's been taken away from her. And that's, I feel like, the main focus of up until like right now, because I'm like, after reading how this started, I was like, wait, like, we need to like thoroughly, not that we should be grateful, because I feel like these are basic human needs, but a lot has been taken away from her, and she says it in the book that like she took a lot of things for granted, like magazines, being able to read. They're not allowed to read anything, signs or anything. Nothing is like spelled out. Everything's been taken away from them, like the ability to like read anything even if they wanted to, or signage or anything. Like they can't do that. It's like against the rules. So even if they see like a word of some sort, they're like, oh, they forgot to do this, like, you know, like that's against the rules to like read. I feel like it's actually very realistic that even in this world, some of the women are what they call like believers in the cause, and of course there are like lots of women that aren't, but I feel like that's actually like realistic, because in a situation like this, I feel like some people are going to believe that this is like the way that things should be, and it just makes it even weirder. Anyway, that's where I am right now. Reading this made me want to also watch the show. So I was like, how are they gonna adapt this into a show? Because I feel like I don't even know how many seasons there are. I want to say like 4 or 5. And I'm like, how are you adapting like this story, which I feel could be told in like at most 2 seasons, into 6? And I know there's a sequel, but apparently they extend on the world, and some of that information comes from the sequel as well. So I don't know if I've heard superb things like I have heard about the sequel, but we'll see when we finish the book if we want to read the sequel, because I do want to watch the show. The first season I think is only based on this book, and then the rest are kind of expanded upon, but we'll see when we get there. That's the only thing I wanted to say for right now. Also, back in July, my work basically told us that we should read The Compound Effect, and we were gonna have like a meeting about that at some point. That was back in July, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't start reading it. And then yesterday I got an email scheduling a meeting for Thursday, today's Wednesday, for The Compound Effect. So yesterday I was like, okay, so I'm listening to that on audio. Yeah, I'm halfway through. How do I feel about it? Honestly, I feel like it's nothing new in the terms of like self-help. The Compound Effect is like saying doing a little bit at a time, like mostly in regards to money, like, oh, you go to Starbucks every day, like maybe don't do that and like make your coffee at home. Eventually $5 every day is gonna add up, and you're gonna be saving thousands of dollars over years. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a new concept that I've never heard of before. It's nothing new. They don't really elaborate on that concept at all, and I feel like now that I'm halfway through the book, it's a repetitive thing. It's never anything that they're adding to the concept of the compound effect or anything like that. It's just like the same thing over and over again, telling you like, oh, if you want to become a marathon runner, like start running just a little bit every day, or things like that. You know, it's like providing like examples, but it's never, I feel like it's the same thing over and over again. Anyways, that's how I feel about that. It's my first self-help book, and I need to finish that today. So yeah, okay, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. So I think I have about 30 pages left, and even when I got to the 100-page mark, I'm kind of concerned as to how this is gonna end, because I don't know how it's gonna end, and I don't feel any resolution coming. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I don't know what can happen next. But yeah.
What's up? It's been a few weeks, I want to say, since maybe like 2 weeks since I finished The Handmaid's Tale. I wanted to come in here. It's been a while, okay? I'm gonna relay that information. It's been a while, but my opinion on this book has not changed. I really like this book, and it's still really relevant, honestly. Like these past few, I'm not gonna say months, maybe like this past year in general, I guess, there's been a lot of things said politically that are very reminiscent of this. I find this extremely relevant right now. Like honestly, I think you should read it. I think everybody should read this. Like, this is what I feel like people think of 1984. I read 1984. I should probably reread it because at the time I did not like it at all. I still do not like it. Like, I understand what 1984 was saying, and I don't think it was anything like new and, well, at the time, okay, let me just, don't hate on me yet. I'm not a science fiction girl. 1984, I feel like, obviously was written a very long time ago, and for that reason it was like ahead of its time. I don't know, I feel like I didn't read that at a young enough age, maybe, because right now like 1984 I feel like is so spoken about, and like I understand what they are saying in that book, and it's like, it's relevant, yeah, but I don't know, it just didn't affect me as much as this book did. Okay, so I was kind of wondering where the plot was going, and I was looking for a backstory as to how all of this happened, like, you know, like the patriarchy taking over and women being put into these specific boxes for the betterment of, what if you want to say, like humanity or whatever, just to be subservient to men. And I got my answer. That's when I looked up when this book was published, because I was like, no way this was written a long time ago, and it was written in 1985, so it's just really relevant. Honestly, I can't say it enough. This was really interesting. I don't know what I was expecting from it, but it didn't really wrap up the way that I don't even know what I was expecting it to do, honestly. I don't know, it just kind of didn't go the way that I thought it was gonna go, and I don't want to say it was like a loose ending, but it was interesting. And I think I just wanted, like, we definitely saw a lot about the society that they live in, but I also wanted to see, like, more. Like, I'm so interested in how this society works, and overall, like, from the beginning, how they got there, like, point by point. Like, I want a behind the scenes look into this world to see everything. But honestly, I really liked it. I gave this a 4.2 out of 5 stars. I really like this book, okay? I think it's relevant. I think you should read it. And I went to Barnes & Noble a few days ago, actually. I think I read the first, like, 2 pages. And I want to read it. Like, I want to really find out more about this. And I think it is something that I'll definitely be picking up at one point or another. I will be getting the other book. So, yeah. That is The Handmaid's Tale. Not quite the usual spooky read, but quite freaky in itself, so yeah. What's up? Okay, today is Saturday. I'm currently in the car, but I brought this book. Okay, it's been a while. I don't even think I talked about this book when I first started it, but I got to halfway. It's been like a week. There's a lot going on here. You have dual timeline, you have like 3 backstories, and halfway through, and I'm like, this could have been way shorter. We could have like totally condensed this. And just overall, I feel like this could have been done way faster. Let me tell you what this is about, because I don't think I told you that yet. This is about a writer who goes into a hotel and he notices that the rooms on that floor go from 621 to 623. There's no room 622. So he kind of goes investigating about that, finds out that there was something that happened in that room that made it so it's a murder mystery. Okay, he's just trying to figure out what happened there so he can kind of write a book about it, you know. Dual timeline, so we get this present writer timeline. I feel like it's a subplot in some ways. Like in the beginning you get a little bit about his life, and then you go into the hotel, and then the main plot line is what happened in the past.
with this whole kind of like murder mystery situation. And then you get like three backstories, might be even 4 backstories. They're important, yes, but I feel like they could have been told in a more streamlined kind of way. And honestly, I just want to find out what happened in this room. It's nothing revolutionary, I would say. Like, when I'm reading it, like, I'm like entertained, but I'm not like, oh my god, I have to know what happens next. I just kind of want you to, because this has been dragged out. So you start in the past timeline, like about like, I think a week before the murder happens. And I'm like, right now, I'm like at the day before the murder happens and I'm halfway through. And I'm like, can we please get this ball rolling? The past timeline is a little bit funny. I don't want to give anything away, but there's a certain genre of film that I feel like would fit in here in an absurd way, because I feel like, I don't know if, you know what, I'm not gonna say anything about it because this is a non-spoiler video, but I'm like, this would never happen in real life. Like, it's just not happening. And this is a translated work, by the way, and I feel like some of the translations are more true to the language than true to like the way people talk, if that makes sense. Like, in one instance, somebody says, "You're the devil," and I'm like, no one really says that. You can call him like a bad word, but no one says you're the devil. And he'd be like, no, I'm worse than the devil. And I'm like, girl, what? Yeah, that's what's going on right now. I really want to wrap this up. I'm actually going on a, did I tell you about this? I'm going on a trip on Friday, so I have to wrap this up by Thursday. It is Saturday, by the way. Right now, today, in like what, probably half an hour, we're gonna go pick up some pumpkins so we can carve them, and they'll be like ready for like Halloween, even though I'm not gonna be here for Halloween. At least there will be pumpkins. We do this every year, so I'm gonna see what kind of design I carve on my pumpkin this year. Like 2 or 3 years ago, I did a witch, then I did like a little monster. I'm gonna see if I can find the pictures for it. But that's what we're doing. And we're probably gonna watch, I want to watch Coraline, so we're gonna watch Coraline. I'm doing this with my dad. We carve pumpkins every year, so Coraline, maybe Corpse Bride, I don't know. The first time when we got back into carving pumpkins, it took me like 3 hours, so we're gonna see how it goes. And I think that was the year of the witch, but she was kind of complicated. I used like those papers that you put on the pumpkin and then you carve. That's what I did that year, and I still do it up to now. Like, we have these old, like way old, like pumpkin carving things from like when I was little, so those are the ones that we're still using, because I don't know why we have so many. I think he's gonna go freehand this year, which he's never done, so I think he's gonna try to, he's a really good drawer actually, so we're gonna see what he comes up with on his pumpkin. And yeah, also I want to play Mario Kart. So those are on my to-do list, and I want to finish this. Honestly, it's been about a week since I started reading this, and I just got to halfway when I thought I was gonna reach halfway like 4 days ago. So I don't know, it's going pretty well. I just, for me, this other I feel like there should only be like 50 pages left. I got 100 to go. No, I got more than 100 to go. I'm only halfway. This is a 570 page book. I'm like on page 286, so I don't know. Yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, that's about it. Fair warning, I guess. Another reminder, because the reason why I picked up this book in the first place was because I loved the cover like 2 or 3 years ago, and I was like, oh my god, I have to read that. So just a reminder, don't judge a book on its cover. I'm not saying it's terrible, but it's not as good as I thought it was gonna be. Mostly it's just the cover. Like, look at this, Gorgina. Anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, that's it. Okay, bye.
Hey, okay. I go on my trip tomorrow. If you can't tell, oh my god, this is also, oh wait, my Handmaid's Tale like review that I did like literally 2 seconds ago that you saw like a little while ago. It is my first time filming in front of this bookshelf, which is kind of crazy. I actually originally wanted to yank my chair over here and like position you a little bit back. I'm sitting on the floor right now. That's the best I could come up with right now because actually I leave on my trip tomorrow. I wanted, listen, I have been packing. I packed yesterday. I went to sleep really late. It is currently like 1:30, maybe around that time in the morning right now. So I leave later today at 11 to go to the airport. But I have not finished this book. And listen, the murder finally happened. Thank the Lord, honestly. Thank God. Because I was waiting for this murder to happen. I was like, somebody give me the murder. So like literally it's called a murder mystery and no one's been killed. Was I satisfied with the murder? Not really. Not who I thought should have been murdered, because honestly you go through like the backstory and you're kind of like trying to pick out who's gonna die and like, you know, who's gonna do it. Do I agree with who got murdered? Not really. Like, I mean, okay, I guess. But listen, I really want to finish this book tonight. I know it might be late, but I'm so close to being done. Like literally I'm on page 532 and there's only like 575 pages. Yeah, 574 pages. I am desperate to finish this book, but I was gonna give you my review later. I just have to say this now because I think I might have to rush through my review tomorrow because I do have to leave tomorrow early. I think it's safe to say like 30. I have 40 pages left. Like this has to like wrap up, but I cannot express enough how absurd this book is. It is completely detached from reality, and these are things that would never happen in the real world. Like, I mean, maybe in some alternate crazy reality it could happen. Like it's not like supernatural or anything like that, but just like the events that transpire, the things that people do are so detached from reality that I wish I could tell you the genre of movie I said before, because honestly it's like that, but like way crazier, because nobody's ever done. I want to say that nobody that I've seen, like a character, has never done that in a movie I've seen, because maybe they have, and honestly I wouldn't put it past them. As absurd as it may be, I'm kind of treating this as like a little mini review right now because, you know, I'm leaving and I have to wrap this up. But as absurd as it is, and as many times as I was rolling my eyes while I was reading this, I can't deny that it's like low-key entertaining. Like, it's something, it's like one of those things, like for movies, you know, like that are just like so far like from reality, you just have to turn your brain off and just go along for the ride. Yeah, that's what you want to do with this, because once I try to like, you know, rationalize some of these things that were happening, I was like, no, let's just sit, read, and just turn this off. We just have to breeze past it. We just have to let everything happen and just not question it. So as long as you're not questioning anything that happens in this book, you'll have a fine time, honestly. I'm not gonna give it a rating yet. I'm like the halfway point. I already know what my rating is. It can only go down from here. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna finish this. It's really late. I have to go to bed. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, if I finish this book, and yeah, okay, bye. Hey, it's the day I'm leaving for my flight. I'm actually very congested right now. I have allergies. I come and go every day, so today is not the optimal day for an allergy day. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I was so congested, so not fun. It's like, I think it's like 9, maybe 10. We're leaving in like probably half an hour, but I finished this book. I was entertained by the story, but I wasn't invested in it. It was just so far away and detached from reality that I couldn't take it seriously. So the ending was like, yeah, alright, whatever. You know, it wasn't anything special to me. Yeah, just overall an okay book. I would not reread this though. No, I would not do that. If I'm being really critical, I would give it a 2.8 out of 5 stars. And if you'd like ask me what I rated this book, I would say 3 stars, but like deep down it's a 2.8. So do with that what you will. And that wraps up our Halloween video, which is crazy. I feel like I read some good books this Halloween season. I like them for the most part. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed our month. I think 2 months. Did we spend 2 months together? Kind of. Maybe like a month altogether because we started like mid-September, I think. Who knows? Anyway, I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a like, subscribe maybe. And if you want to keep up with me anywhere else, all my socials are linked down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.